days since I uh, decimated six of my queens. So when I was in yesterday morning, I went through and the queen cells are torn down. They've emerged and the queen cells are torn down. There was, I think I left some three or four in the colonies. I was a little worried about because I normally leave two during swarm season or when I want to requeen, I'll leave two cells. But somebody that's on our chat um, reminded me that it's probably okay to leave a couple because they're going to tear them down anyway because they're not swarming, they're requeening. Um, so it was 15 days ago or 14 days yesterday. I went in, all the cells are torn down. I did not laboriously go through and try to find the virgin because I don't want to make a mistake because I'm already late. Season's already late for me to be making queens. So I just read the frames. They told me that there was a virgin running around. So today I spent quite a bit of my day perched in front of my colonies watching the front porch to see if I could see her coming back from a mating flight. My golf cart
Nancy,
has a
do you know
roof.
how many days it's been since she emerged, approximately?
No. Well, it's day 15. So she's ahead of the game.
All right. Well, after they emerge, it takes 4 to 6 days before they fly.
Yep. So
So,
they are these are panic cells because I had so what I did, I guess I mean I think everybody knows what I did, but I
right.
I was going to use formic. I put her above a queen excluder. They did not go up to her. They stayed with the brood. She was done the first night and they knew that. They started making queen cells. Okay, Randy. All's forgiven. So they did make queen cells the first night. They were 4 or 5 days till I went and looked at them. The formic was fine. The formic did what it was supposed to do. So, but I don't know, they were panic cells. So
Right.
they moved her along pretty quick. But I don't know. I don't know how long ago they allowed her to emerge. I don't know.
Okay. It sounds like she probably just emerged, not just the last day or two. So she probably won't be
Yeah.
flying for another couple more days.
Yeah, so I had time today. I won't have time tomorrow, but I have seen one in my beekeeping career. I did see one virgin come back tagged. In all my different colonies and all of my observations, I've seen one. And I'd really, really like to see another one and actually take a picture of it.
Right. I think my third year beekeeping, I had one coming back and she landed in a tree right in front of the hive. She had about 15, 20 bees with her. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know. And then I think I just left her go. And then the next day she was in her hive.
Um, I am I am really curious about how many bees go with her. So when I saw that first virgin come back tagged, I wasn't experienced enough to even look for bees that came with her. So I'm really curious. I wish somebody would get some hard science. Hi, Kimberly,
Hey, Kimberly.
about how many bees
And
go with her. What is her retinue when she goes on her virgin flight? What does that look like?
yeah, if I had my guess, I think she flies out by herself, but she might come back with a whole bunch because of her pheromones are going crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if they all I don't know if they, all come fly with her. Yes, I know that queens are able to fly further and they're stronger and faster and all of that. However, that do they actually do all that if they don't have to? You know, if there's a DCA
Right.
within 600 yards, the other bees, they're going to go with her. She's going to pick up bees along the way. Like, what's all that look like?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. I don't think they know. I don't know if they know.
They don't know. So Julie Mahund, Julie Mahood, is like the drone person. So I've been in touch with her and I'm gonna try to get her on
That'd be
to
a good
talk
one.
about. Mm-hmm. Mahood. She's in so I started the drone class with Robin. Robin is the instructor for the drone, the dude classes that I
Okay.
was taking, and I dropped the ball on it just because I just got too busy, you know. I just got too busy. I have mentees. I have a mentee this year. I had so much going on, and I just dropped the ball. It's 100% me. The class was great, but
Hmm.
what is this? Yes. What's Matt saying here? Let's read Matt's. Who's Matty? Notice that information after meeting. Just
He's right.
yeah. Yeah, she comes back. I'm sure well, we know that the drones, and this is from Fred Dunn videoed, and I have seen it in my colonies now, but the drone, the drone comet does come back with her. So that's another indication that my virgins are returning when I see those drones at the front door, because they do follow her back, and create a whole cluster at the front on the front porch there.
There'll be about 10% more bees in the hive.
10%.
It seems about that many. Just enough to notice it, but not a whole bunch. Just like Matt said.
Too, today when I was sitting there watching, I did not see many drones. Noticeably not many drones.
Okay.
I don't know, you know, I'm trying to see what's it
Are you
going down to at night. I mean, it's we've had two windows for Formic here just to let you know what the temperature. It's
right?
currently here north of Philadelphia. It is currently 81 degrees.
Okay.
Real feel 84 degrees, which is the silliest thing.
Yeah, I agree.
81 degrees. And how do you feel? Do you feel like 84? Do you feel like 81? It's gone down to 67 tonight. 67 degrees. 59 Thursday night. 60 tomorrow and 59. That's some cold nights in the realm of,
Wow.
yeah, 60 and 59.
You got totally different weather than I have. It's supposed to be up in the upper 80s, 90 degrees by the end of the week.
That's nighttime, dear.
Well, the
Nighttime.
means usually it probably means it's in the 70s. Let me look.
So 80, it's going to be high up tomorrow. It's going to be a high of 80, a low of 60. Thursday, high of 83, low of 59. And then just creeping up to Sunday, it'll be a high of 91 with the low of 62. So that's a 30-degree difference. That's a 30-degree difference. Um,
Our lows are
20,
supposed to be 6, 67, 69, 71, 70. So
Uh-oh. Tom, Tom's gone. Huh. All righty. 30-degree difference on Sunday. So, we're getting ready for Robin to come into the studio here. And and we lost Tom. Yes, I don't see Tom. Uh, so we're getting ready to have Robin join us on the studio here. She's going to be talking about spotted lanternfly, the medicinal purposes of spotted lanternfly honey, and how that is the same or different than manuka honey. So this is what we want to do too, is if you have questions, can you put them in all caps? Hi, Stu. If you have questions, can you put them in all caps for us? And then when Robin takes natural breaks in her talk, there she is. Hey, welcome.
Hi.
So people are going to put questions in all caps, and then when you come at the end of a thought or you want to ask if there's any questions, I can read them to you. I don't know how versed you are. Can you see the chat box? Or
I can see the chat box.
I mean, I will read them to you gladly. I'll read them out to you, just if it, makes it easier.
Sure. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
I'll do that. I'm going to make Robin solo. I know we're early here, so let's see, Peabody for the doc. Do monarch butterflies feed? Okay, hold on. This is from Pennsylvania. A question for the doc. Do monarch butterflies feed on the honeydew from the lanternfly? Oh, we didn't even get started and we got a question. Do monarch butterflies feed on the honeydew from the lanternfly?
I have seen many different insects on the honeydew. If you just stand there by the tree where the lanternflies are, you'll see ants and fruit flies and European hornets and butterflies. I can't say if I've actually seen a monarch or not, so I don't know.
All right. Robin, are you ready?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what we'll do is we'll put Robin up as a single layout. Now, do you have anything? Do you want to present anything?
I was just going to be informal, if that's okay.
Okay. Because there is a little button down at the bottom and it has a screen, looks like a screen with a plus on it. If you click on that,
okay,
you can see share screen, and now you'd have to have a tab. Like say across the top, you'll have a tab open that has some presentations and pictures. You can hit share screen. Oh, not me. Hold on. Whoop, whoop.
Everything okay?
And then it should come up with the window, and then it'll have your different tabs up there. And then you would just click on the tab that says pictures of lanternflies or pictures of the trees at lanternflies or
Right. Yeah, I think I'll just be informal unless somebody
Perfect.
asks me a question that needs a picture or a graph.
Perfect. All right. So the floor is open. Okay, we went to that one already.
Mary has a question.
Hmm. Stu, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't I explain the situation
Sure.
first and
Perfect.
then yeah.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. So spotted lanternfly is a plant hopper. So I tell people it's like an aphid that's like an inch, right? So aphids are these tiny little bugs that are on the flowers or on trees, raining down tiny little specks of honeydew. But the lanternflies are huge, and especially when they're adults in the fall, they're like gathering on trees and things, including tree of heaven, some species of maple, red and silver. They like black walnut, and they're on our grapes, which are the main ag crop that's harmed by them. And they're this big bug with a straw mouth, not like a butterfly that can curl up, but like a hard, pokey needle. And what
Mm.
they're doing, which is the same as aphids, is they're poking into the plant and they're getting at what we call phloem, Phloem. So phloem is the plant's circulation system. It's the liquid, like our blood, that's taking, water and sugar from photosynthesis, right? Phloem, not phloem.
Okay. Phloem.
Yes,
Okay.
phloem. So
Okay.
so there's xylem and phloem. Xylem is plants taking water up from their roots. There's water, minerals, things like that, whatever nutrients from the soil, and then it goes to the leaves. The leaves do photosynthesis, making sugar from sunlight, like the miracle of life. And then that sugary water goes down and to all the parts of the plant that need the sugar to, like we do in our diet, to have energy and do things and grow and all that stuff. So when the lanternfly takes its pokey straw mouth and pokes it into the plant, it goes directly, it can find exactly that vein of phloem. So it's tapping into sugar water, basically, directly from the plant. So that sugar water could have potentially gone up and become nectar, in a flower presented to a pollinator. But in this case, they're cheating and going straight to the phloem. So when you think about the source of honey, it's still the same source at the very basic level, being the phloem, but the insect has ingested and excreted that sugar water. Now, it's not like poop that we have that's all the bad stuff from our body, everything we didn't digest going out, and it's like really toxic. Honeydew is the insect took it in, filtered out what it needs, and shot the rest out its back. So it's not the same to call it lanternfly poop, even though sometimes I do because it comes out at their rear end. But it's really sugar water that they filtered important nutrients out of. And then it goes on the leaves and the trunk of the tree and stuff, and then honeybees and other insects go and enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really the basis. So honeybees collect it, take it back to the hive, dehydrate it just like they would with floral nectar. The interesting thing is when I talk about this, it feels all unique, but really in Europe, it's super common. This is what they're used to. They are beekeepers in Europe that foster these scale insects for their honeydew so that they can make the forest honey that everybody loves to eat. So we're just, as humans, new to this. That's why it feels exciting and new.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the story. Does everyone understand that now? Do you think I need to answer that question?
Yeah, no, we moved on. Yeah. Yeah, because right, you explained it. Yeah.
Okay, so I do see a question about, do they feed on honeydew from the nymphs? And based on my casual observations, I would have said no. I feel like honeybees they like things in vast quantities. So when the adults aggregate, that's when they start to make that smoky honey that we're used to. Like right now, the adults are starting to do this. But I've collaborated with the Penn State Honey and Pollen Diagnostics Lab, and they created a test where you can look at the DNA in honey samples, and they thought, I wonder if they're feeding from the nymphs. So they got some beekeepers in different parts of Pennsylvania to collect honey from the same hive, I don't know, every week, every 2 weeks from, fresh stuff.
Yeah.
And they found the DNA throughout the whole entire time. So either the test is so sensitive that it's detecting last year's, or, which I think is more likely, that they are getting honeydew from nymphs. The thing is, that honey is still light and delicious and mostly nectar, and it's not the honey that brought this to our attention, which, thanks for your question about the color, it's the honey that's made is.
Oh no.
Oh no, she froze.
Oh no, she froze up. Uh-oh. Well, she'll be back.
Oh, she's back.
There she
I'm back.
is.
I saw you guys all
honey,
spinning.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so honeydew is clear. Honeydew honey is dark brown. Okay, so I think what you wanted me, I've seen it darker, although it could just be the camera, right?
Yeah, this doesn't seem, but this taste, so honeydew honey, has a plum, smoky type flavor to it. Is that correct?
Honeydew honey has a smoky odor. The flavor, some people call it bitter with a long aftertaste. The taste is pretty complex. It's not as sweet as floral honey. And somebody's writing in about mold. So yes, if honeydew is on plants on the back of your hive, everywhere like that, it's going to grow mold. But we have looked under the microscope at the honey that's made and could not find mold in the honey. So I tell people, like, the honeydew is like the 1-to-1 syrup that you don't want to leave sitting around, right? You got to feed it to your bees or dump it. But once it's made into honey, it doesn't do that, right? So if you have thick syrup, it's not growing mold. So the same thing here, but we don't find the mold in the honey that they make.
Right.
Stu, you would extract it the same way you extract regular honey. It's the same. You cut off the cappings and spin it. Okay. Try to put your questions in all caps, because then I can pull out the questions from just regular conversation where we're just yakking to each other. But Brent has a question here. Interesting.
Okay, so let me tell you about some of our research that we're doing. I wouldn't say that we're specifically looking for nutrients, but we have run this honey through what we call metabolomics, which is a new word to me because I'm not a lab person. And it ran that process. First of all, it takes away the sugars because that would be overwhelming. And then it looks at all the other molecules in the sample. And our samples had some 3,500 different molecules in them. And about 800 to 1,000 were recognizable things that we can say we know this is this molecule. And so we're just in the process now of like kind of looking at the data. But certainly the spotted lanterfly honeydew honey has vastly different set of molecules than floral honey samples that I sent. So they are different. I don't know if those molecules are nutrients. But when we put this honey through medicinal testing, like antimicrobial, antioxidant. It is doing extremely well. It has really great promise to be a medicinal honey. And we run it alongside Manuka. And for many of the tests, it's doing a better job than Manuka. And Manuka is like
Wow.
the gold standard. Yeah. So that's really exciting.
So my question then on that is, so I live in Harleysville, which is north of Philadelphia. We have people from all over the East Coast, all over the country on this chat. I am from north of Philadelphia, and we had the lanternfly come through about 6 years ago, 5 years ago. They wreaked havoc. They took out all the Tree of Heaven trees that have now died and fell over. But we really don't have lantern flies here anymore. I don't think I've seen any this year at all. I might see a handful. I used to see thousands and thousands. I mean, they turned trunks black. There was so much. So my question is like, so we found that this lanternfly honey is really good for you, but where are the lanternflies hanging out, or like where are they staying, or aren't they in the country?
Very good question. And I'm just going to tell you what my understanding is based on the researchers that study lanternflies. They really like the phloem to be under high pressure. So you may have noticed, Nancy, that like there could be 6 Tree of Heavens all next to each other, but they're all on one, because that's the one with the most pressure. So that's the one they really like. And so they're going to like suck it dry basically, and it's going to die.
Yeah.
But then those Tree of Heavens are probably sprouting underneath. You know, they're pretty good at reproducing. So I think that's why they move on, because they kind of like damage all the plants that they're interested in, and then they have to move to where they haven't damaged them yet. So as a speaker, I keep getting asked farther and farther from Berks County to be like, help, we have these now. Tell the beekeepers what to expect, you know? Like now it's the Carolinas asking, you know. It's terrible that the lanternflies have gotten that far, but it's just the truth. So I, like you, collected this stuff for 1 year in one apiary, and then it didn't seem to be that they were around. I feel like I'm getting it again this year. I feel like I was just pulling honey the last 2 days, and I was like, why is this so dark? Right?
Oh.
So they may be back when some of their plants have recovered. Well, keep watching.
Wow.
But yeah, last year, so I sell this stuff. A lot of it is just for other people to experience and to teach other, you know, to spread the word. But I also sell it at the Penn State Creamery, and I had to buy mine from Pittsburgh last year to stock that.
So I bought mine, what I have, and that I'm going to give away tonight, comes from a commercial beekeeper here in our area, and his colonies, if you're familiar with the location, Robin, and I know you are, his colonies are like up Lebanon, like maybe, is that above 78? Like north of 78, maybe a smidge. But that's where I bought my bucket of lanternfly honey this year. So he's up there somewhere, and I got some from him.
Yeah, I don't know where it's going to come from this fall, but probably what you bought was from last year, right? From
could be
24.
Could be. Yeah, could be. So here's there was some other conversation back there, but this is in all caps.
So it's usually so in Pennsylvania, usually our honey flow is over July 4th ish, mid-July, And then after that is lanternfly time. So August and September is usually when they're collecting it. That's when it feels like they're filling up the supers with this dark, smoky stuff. Because that's when the adults are aggregating, and that's when they're on those trees of interest, especially Tree of Heaven. Another thing that I'm looking at is whether the plant that the insect is feeding on then translates into certain honeys, right? Like, so if it's just all the Tree of Heaven's gone, but they're feeding on all the maples, maybe the flavor isn't so strong. Maybe it takes Tree of Heaven. Yeah. So I have the job of collecting honeydew directly from the bugs' butts.
You look from the plant. So like you'll say like this lanternfly is on a maple.
Yeah.
And then is that how?
So when they're tapped in and feeding, they like don't move. So I can just put a little thing under them and let them do their business. Yep. And I can say this
with you with a life with Robin Underwood in the field, right?
Hey, maybe you want to come sometime, Nancy. What are you doing? Do you work all day?
I should. No, I'm just beekeeping. Like I'm not.
I wanted to check my black locust trees, black walnut trees.
Yeah, so my understanding is the black walnut is only of interest to the older nymphs, but I really need to get that honeydew like soon because last year I missed it because I didn't start yet, and they were gone from black walnut. But the adults, they don't do exactly the same thing on the black walnut, and I think it probably has to do with the bark a little bit. But anyway, what were you going to say about those pictures?
So this here, like, so if you can see, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but the Tree of Heaven has kind of like a little thumb on the leaf, whereas the black walnut does not. And that's how I distinguished between years ago, all of my Tree of Heavens were gone. They're probably sprouting up now, but I kind of lost focus of it. Like I kind of stopped paying attention because we don't have lanternflies. But I think maybe tomorrow I'll go and see how much of this Tree of Heaven has rebounded since they were taken out 5 years ago by the lanternfly.
Yeah, so if you go up a little bit, you can see the bark. So you can see how the Tree of Heaven is really smooth. It's really easy for them to just hang out on there and poke into the phloem. Whereas the black walnut has this crazy
heavy bark
textured. But the nymphs would not be on the trunk of the tree, but they'd be on like the branches. So that might be just easier to tap into.
So this is the seed pods. They look like it looks like cheerleader pom-poms in the trees from far away when they're seeding the Tree of Heaven.
Yeah, like all along all the highways.
Pom-poms.
Yeah. So Gary's asking a question that I'd like to answer because this happens a lot. So do you see his question about?
Yes.
Yeah. So the lanternflies are drinking phloem. They're excreting sugar water. Honeybees are coming to that sugar water. They're collecting it, taking it back to the hive, and dehydrating it into honey. So what I'm talking about is honeydew. So the reason we call it spotted lanternfly honeydew honey is because honeydew is the entomological term for the excrement of phloem-feeding insects, which is the sugar water. So you have to call it honeydew honey because it's honeydew collected by bees, dehydrated into honey. So what I was talking about, I'm studying both the honey and the honeydew. So I have to get the honeydew directly from the insects as they excrete it, and I get the honey from the hive.
Gotcha.
That makes sense?
Sort of, kind of. I want to circle back to that a little bit and explain that because I kind of almost didn't quite get it. So Lynn, Greater Baltimore Lynn, Robin, who you know, Lynn. So
Yep.
you are signed on through Charlie. Charlie is sharing his chat through my live. So the reason that you are only seeing yourself is because you're on Charlie's chat. If you get off Charlie's chat, come back on through my live chat, you'll see all of the other comments. Lynn's lost. Lynn's out there trying to get in the right door. So,
I can show a video if you want.
that would be cool. Let me stop sharing.
Let's see if I can
Sure.
figure out sharing.
Go for it.
The looks like a monitor with a plus sign in it.
Okay.
So Lynn, just get off Charlie's chat, like exit. Click out off of YouTube, and then go back onto YouTube and look for Nancey the Beekeeper, and my chat will pop up. You can subscribe.
Okay, are you seeing my screen now?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
So right
Yes.
here in this video, these are the lanternflies. They're peeing all over the trunk, and then the honeybee is coming. She's licking that up to take back to the hive. Sorry, that's too short. I
Just
need
like
a better
they do
video.
nectar or sugar water or right?
And honeydew turned into honey.
Exactly. You got it. Yeah. Did I
Russell.
successfully stop sharing?
Yes, you did. I'm going to figure out what I'm doing here. Got a lot of buttons. I'm pushing a lot of buttons, man. Okay, so Lynn is in the right room now. Any other, like, what else did we
Hey, Robin,
talk about?
I've
Yes.
seen two spotted lantern flies at my brother's farm, and they were on a vine that's growing up the old barn. I don't know what kind of vine it was. It's one of the ones that attaches to the wood.
Yeah, so lanternflies, especially as nymphs, they'll feed on almost anything. They've documented over 172 species of plants that they're willing to feed on.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're
So
opportunists,
also let that
whatever.
vine.
And it kind of, if you think about it, it explains a little bit the life cycle of the lanternflies, because they'll lay their eggs on a rusty piece of metal or a tire or a piece of wood or anything. Most insects lay their eggs where there's going to be food for their young, like specifically on the plant that they're going to feed on. But lanternflies are like,
Right.
whatever, this rock looks good, right? And so they have to be generalists almost, because they'll just, the nymphs will hatch, walk away, and they'll find something. By the way, they came here on rocks. That's why I said that, right? Did you know that?
They what?
They came here to Berks County, Pennsylvania on a load of rocks.
On rocks.
from
Yeah,
France.
yeah, right. Yeah. So Berks County, which is next to the county that I live in, it's kind of close to Robin, was ground
I live in
central
Berks.
for.
Yep. I live in Berks.
You live in Berks?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were up there. So the county is where these rocks came in from another country. Someone imported these rocks, and that's where the lanternfly was. Its initial nest was on that rock.
Yep.
All right. We have. So did we address Stu here? Both.
We did not. No.
Okay.
Really
go
good
ahead.
question. Yeah. So yes, certainly if you're in a nectar flow from flowers and you're in a honeydew flow, you're going to have bees collecting from both, and they'll be mixed together. If there's no flowers and just lanternflies, then you'll get a more pure honey. And that's something I'm investigating. Like I'm running all my samples through the DNA metabarcoding of plants to see what's represented. But that only comes from pollen. So it's not a perfect test. Like they spin down the honey and, all the pollen that's in there, they're going to identify. So if the insects are feeding on a plant that doesn't really make pollen, it may not even show up. Like, did you know knotweed plants they're just females, so they don't make pollen. So I make knotweed honey up near Wilkes-Barre, and it doesn't show up as knotweed, right? So that test isn't perfect, but yes. And the DNA test for lanternfly is quantitative, so it either has a lot, a medium amount, or a little. And so that kind of gives some idea, maybe, of the nectar versus honeydew ratio. But in my dreams, I could create a research project where the bees would do exactly what I told them to do. But I haven't figured that out yet.
In your dreams. It's like all of our dreams. Our bees are doing exactly what they want them to do. What we want. All right, Lynn has a question here.
So yes, nymphs create honeydew. Yep. I don't know. From what I've seen, light, beautiful, sweet honey can have lanternfly DNA. So I feel that at that time they're feeding from some nymphs. Again, if I could put bees on a place that was just nymphs and that's all they could eat, then I could get a better idea. But I don't know how to do that.
Right.
And okay, I'm going to call it a problem, but is it really a problem? I don't think it is. The problem honey, the weird, dark, smoky, bitter honey, always comes when it's adult lanternfly time of year. And that may have to do with the fact that it's adults, or it may have to do with the plants that the adults are feeding on en masse. And I'm working on figuring that out. Like, is there a chemical in tree of heaven phloem that's getting into the honey that's creating this? I really want to know that very badly.
So this question is from Mike. Mike is up in New Hampshire.
I'm Googling right now, Cornell spotted lanternfly map. And that's what you can also do. By the way, lanternfly is one word and honeydew is one word. Honeybee is two words. Cornell spotted lanternfly map. Cornell is the one that maintains this map, and every sighting gets added to this map. It gets updated every time there's a new sighting. And so I guess I can share again if you want, if you haven't found it for yourself. So this is the current distribution. That map's a little bit small, but you can click over here for an interactive map. Whoa. And then I always get confused with the controls, so let's try not to do that.
I can see that.
Yeah, sorry. It's like two fingers up goes woo. So
oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, you can see
so
it's
Mike,
now,
they're not up to. Go ahead, sorry, Robin.
No, it's like down to Atlanta, Georgia. It's in Tennessee, Chicago. Like, it's just going to go across
Cincinnati.
the country.
Wow. So I thought it had traveled further than that. So you can see the corridor, the corridors, the driving corridors where they would be attached to like a fender of a truck or whatever.
Or
You can see
trains.
how that went south into I can't tell this North Carolina, Georgia. No, not quite. A little bit in Atlanta, Tennessee. Oh, that's us taking it to the expo.
Don't say that.
No, it's not in Tennessee anymore. So it wasn't us.
But it's kind of funny. Like, when I look at these maps, I'm like, what's up with Connecticut? You know, like,
yeah.
Are people not
Vermont? Mike, are you on that map? Mike, or wait, he's in New Hampshire. No, he's not.
Not yet.
I wonder.
Not
and
yet.
then how does it move all the way to Cincinnati and southern Indiana and down in Nashville?
Yep. Really, they love
Atlanta.
trains.
Trains. They love
trains. Ah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's in Allentown. Lynn, they're in Allentown. They're all over Pennsylvania there. Every county. Can you make that smaller and wider? I can bring it up as well. Cornell.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I brought it up.
where'd we go?
Every time I stop sharing, I just see a yellow screen. There we go.
Yeah, because I have to click buttons.
Okay.
It doesn't just
Yes.
default to how far north of okay, so okay.
Yeah, so everybody can go home, at home can click around and play with that map and see, zoom into their area. So I believe those squares were like established populations. There's probably also little dots we saw one here, other places. Okay, let's do this question. Why am I collecting honeydew and honey? That's for research. I'm really curious to understand the honeydew from each plant so that I can then correlate it to what we're seeing in the honey. Because the bees don't tell me what they've been foraging on. I'm not doing an assessment of all the plants in the region or anything like that. So I'm just trying to use the data to just understand the honey a little bit more. Like, here's an example. Tree of Heaven, which, by the way, is very important to spotted lanternflies. You may have noticed that they have red underwings, and when they're mature, the females are quite yellow on the sides of their abdomen. Those are warning colors. They are bitter. The lanternflies are bitter, and they get that bitterness from the Tree of Heaven, right? So one of the things they're filtering out is the bitter flavor from the honey, from the honeydew. No, from the phloem. Phloem becomes honeydew. Honeydew becomes honey. Okay, so the plants make a chemical called ilanthone, which is an herbicide to outcompete the plants around it. And so I'm pretty sure that that's the chemical then that the lanternflies are taking in that makes them taste bitter to birds. And perhaps it's getting into the honey and creating the bitterness. So that's why I want to study every step along the way.
So this here, let's try this one. This one looks nice. Let's try this. Can everyone see? I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, here we go. So share this tab and let's click this button, see what happens. Okay. So let me get rid of that question. So here's the little nymph. Here's the bigger nymph. Well, I'm sorry, Robin. What do you call this one when it's so pretty? They're just adorable.
It's still a nymph, yeah.
It's still a nymph. Okay, I squish them anyway.
Yep.
And then this is an adult, and then this is what it looks like when it's flying, when the wings are open. So they're beautiful insects.
Mm-hmm. And all of them just have a straw mouth and just feed on phloem.
All of them, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't bite. Like back in the beginning when we first started, people would say that they bit you, but they can't. They have a straw mouth, right? They can't even bite.
No, they're really slow and dumb. Yeah. Like when they're all on the tree, you can walk up and like grab a handful. I've done it.
Yeah.
They don't see very well. They don't smell very well. They just like to drink phloem.
What was I going to say about? There used to be this, I don't know, where you could walk up with a water bottle, and if like put a water bottle, an empty water bottle near them, they would jump in it. It was like the weirdest thing. You could just go around and collect them, in water bottles and throw them out.
Yep. And if they get away from you, they only have about 3 good jumps in them. So they'll jump once, twice, and by the 3rd time, they're exhausted. So then you can get them.
Sounds like me.
Me too lately.
Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing that and go back to this. Okay. Okay, so Stu says that eases my mind. So lanternfly honey is not directly out of their hind end. It is actually taken internally by the bees and then processed. I'm good with anything bees make.
Yep. I don't think that's a question, but it's a, you got it. I think everybody got
In
it
all
now.
caps. It was in all caps.
Yeah, Lynn, I want to get this stuff published so people can cite an actual scientific journal article as soon, but you know, it takes a
Right.
long time. All I keep doing is talking about it, and everybody's like, "Where can I cite that?" I'm like, "Nowhere." And it's all my fault.
Well, it came up in our chat. Like we have these chats every night, someone hosts them. And it came up and I started talking a little bit about it and some people had no idea whatsoever. I'm thinking, "Oh, you know, I didn't realize because we've been talking about it for years." Like and then I got to thinking, I guess some people have not experienced this at all. So I'm like, let me find Robin. Let me find where Robin. I need to get Robin on here. So she's here. Thank you, Robin. Graciously came on to talk about her little nemesis.
Yeah, we're supposed to have them, but I've never seen one in my area yet. I don't have any tree of heavens either.
Mm.
I got black walnuts, so I'll check black walnuts for the nymphs.
Well, are they
Well,
on Black Walnuts, Robin?
they do go to black walnut, yeah.
Oh, do they?
Not the
Okay.
aggregates of adults, but you could see the red nymphs. Yeah.
Okay, so South Carolina. And then Stu, these aren't questions, these are just comments. He's in West Virginia and he hasn't seen them yet. So Tom, can you put up that website, the Cornell website, in case anybody and I'll highlight it because I did not catch it myself.
All right, I took. Let me go find it again.
Nancy, can you put up Dan Weaver's question?
Sure can. Oh, am I that far behind? Hold on, I'm coming. So Lynn, or I don't know where it is. Hold on, I'm finding it.
It's like third from the bottom, yeah.
Okay, here we go. So questions in all caps, other comments, just not caps. That way I can find them quicker. So Robin, how are you in Texas A&M sharing data? Okay.
I'm not sharing data with Texas A&M, but I do collaborate with University of Texas San Antonio, if that's what you mean, UTSA. That's where my collaborator for Hot Oz Turk has a whole research program about honey and its medicinal properties. If Texas A&M is doing something, I would like to talk to them and collaborate. So if you know who that is it the Bee People? Is it Juliana Rangel? Let me know. You have them confused. Okay, yeah. So University of Texas San Antonio, and in fact, Farhat is just actually leaving that university and going to another university in Texas. So we're going to start saying a different one, which I can't remember the name of, but we're going to be continuing that work together. So yes, they create the data. That's how we share. I share the honey and the ideas, and they do the lab work. So it's been amazing because I'm not a lab person. So that's why you make yourself a great team by having all the members of the team that have their specialties. And that's what we have from Texas. Okay, they're not flies. They are plant hoppers. So let me tell you etymologically, when you see a word like honeybee, 2 words, that means it is a bee. But when you see like dragonfly, all one word. It's not a fly. So lanternfly is supposed to be all one word because they're not flies, they're plant hoppers. So anyway, sorry, that's me. That's my thing. The lifespan. So their life cycle is from May through October, once a year. So eggs over winter, and then say in May they hatch out as the little black and white nymphs. Then by June, July, you're seeing the red nymphs, and then August, you're seeing the adults, and then the adults mate, lay eggs, and die. And so that is their lifespan. I hope that answers your question.
I was behind on the chat box, so I don't know. I'm looking for all caps. So hopefully I didn't miss.
There was one right after Dan. Right after Dan's, there's one by Roy about who lives in northern Michigan.
Tom, are you seeing these? You can click on them too.
At 8:04, I don't know the time.
Yeah, for some reason. Yeah, I see Roy. He's right above my post on the link.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So yeah, we talked about how Tree of Heaven makes them taste bitter. If there's no Tree of Heaven and they're just feeding on maples, will they not be bitter? Quite possibly. So they might be tasty to birds. Yeah. It's possible that they get bitter substances from other things as they're growing up. I just don't know.
Good question.
Yeah, really good question.
I think that's it.
So I don't know if this has a question mark with it. Tree of Heaven, there's a question mark. Rick, I'm not sure what you're, but anyway.
You know the species name of it or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
So I think praying mantis used to eat them here. It's been a while now, and I kind of forgot because we only had them for maybe a year or two, maybe 2 years. That we really
there's certainly things that eat it, wheel bugs and mantises and stuff, but there's just so many of them. It's not really gonna keep them in check.
All right, any more questions for Robin? We will be doing I'll do a giveaway for lanternfly honey. So you'll have to get a hold of me somehow and send me your address so I can mail you the honey. Oh, here we go. What's Stu again? Let's see. Robin.
I did, yes. Yes, I did. And I'm gonna be at the expo this year in January.
Oh, are you coming again? Yeah, it was 2 years ago, right? You missed a year?
It was 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Damon's I'm working with him and Etienne to do maybe some workshops. But I was thinking of having some little honey bears of Tree of Heaven of lanternfly honeydew honey for my swap.
Yeah.
Right?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be.
So NTN, if people are familiar with him or unfamiliar, he is up in Yukon. 60th Parallel is the name of his YouTube or site. He does a lot of the microscope. He started doing some of the microscope workshops. Down last year, they had him down at the expo. He was a speaker for a couple years, and I met NTN down at the expo back in the beginning. I think how we got introduced to NTN years ago was Cayman had him on like a live chat. and he was able to talk a little bit about all the, so he is also NTN Taranoff is his name, and he is
Tardif.
kind of like he does what's it, not humidity, Tom, what's that called? Not humidity, but it's
Relative humidity? Humidity?
well, humidity, he studies humidity in the hive. Yeah. He
Oh,
does
yeah,
a lot of CO2. I'm sorry, it's CO2. He does a lot of the
CO2.
studies for the CO2 in the hives and how bees react and how much there is and how much there isn't. And because up in the Yukon, they're locked in for like 5-6 months. So he gets to study a lot more of the CO2.
Yeah,
Yes.
Etienne,
Effects of bees.
he loves data more than I do, I think.
Oh, yes. Oh, some of his earlier stuff is just so mind-blowing. Like he X's where the bees are on the frame in the colony and how they move. So one of the cool things I learned from Entienne is how the bees travel with the sun in the winter. Like they start on one part of the hive, the east, where it's the hottest, and they move throughout the day with the sun. So it's just some of his stuff is just so interesting. Some of it's just kind of like really woo. Condensing hives. Yeah, he does right a lot of work on the condensing hive. I think, is he the one that the reason we started not having upper entrances?
I read a book like 150 years ago, and they all did condensing hives. So that's how I've been doing mine since 2019.
Yeah,
What's
me
old
too.
is new again.
Yeah, well they didn't, well,
New.
Tom, they didn't have the internet 100 years ago. That's why no one knew about it.
You had to read books.
That's true. And people don't read books.
They had to ride their horse to the library to get the book, and if someone else had the book, then they didn't know the book was there because it was already checked out.
Right.
All right. Robin, thank you so much for coming and talking to us about lanternfly honeydew honey. Did I say that right?
You did.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Lanternfly honeydew honey.
Yep.
Honey do honey.
All
If
right.
there's any
That
other
sounds like
questions, now
when I do something bad to my wife, that sounds like something I have to say. Thanks. You're right, honey do honey.
Well, Nancy, I'm going to invite you to collect honeydew with me in a couple weeks, so you'll have to
oh,
report back to
all
the
right.
group.
Text me.
I will.
I'll come up.
All
I will
right.
definitely come up. All right, cool.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye, Robin. Thank you
Hi,
so
Robin.
much.
That was
All
cool.
right. Oh, she's our hometown girl. She's
Yeah.
from here where I'm all right. So I know, wasn't that interesting? So let's do a giveaway. So give me 1
Oh, yeah.
second because there's Matt. Okay. Give me 1 second here. So the giveaway is hashtag spotted lantern, oh, capital S, spotted lantern fly honey. Okay. Oh, Danae, you're late. Oh,
Hi, Jack and Jeanette. And Dan. I think I
so
said hi to
spotted,
Dan.
and she's the first one in. Cool. So SLFH. If you haven't, not just the letters, just the letters. So because that's how now Nightbot, that's the only way it's coming in to get. So if you have not tried lanternfly honey, lanternfly, honeydew honey. Give it a shot. I have some here. I will mail you a little 8-ounce jar. And it's okay, so there's a guy out of Philly that Liberty Bell has made this whole marketing concept around spotted lanternfly honey. He just decided to I guess he had a lot of it, just decided to capitalize on it, and just went nuts and like sells it. Spotted lanternfly honey. Hi,
You do,
Barnhill.
honey. Hey, Barnhill.
So I am going to doom bloom. I want to see something here. Aha. Okay. Check this out. Check this out. Hold
Hey,
on.
Russell. Just the letters. SLFH. Man, look at that wheel.
Is that cool? Is that cool or what? So do we have any late? Let's see here. I got some.
There's still a few coming in. Hey, Ben, it's got to have a pound sign in front of it. Yeah, Russell's got it now. I don't think it has to be caps. Or does it, Nancy?
So Ben, yeah, it needs to, because okay, so I have a program called Nightbot that is pulling this out of the chat, and it has to be typed in the same way I typed it in, so it recognizes it to pull it out.
Okay.
So yeah,
It has to be caps then.
has to be
All
caps. It has
caps.
to have a pound, so it has to be exactly the way I here. Darren. All right. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah. Oh, you can only do it one time. You can only do it one time.
Oh, so you can't undo it.
Uh-uh. I can't. So Morris Homestead, you got pulled out. I'm sorry. So we have 15 people in. So what I'll do is we're gonna cut it off. Anybody last second? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now I'm gonna copy all those folks into the wheel.
Yeah, you should be able to paste them in.
I am. So, all right. Do you see my queen in the center of the wheel? Is that cool or what?
There you go. That is
All
cool.
right. Now, how do I? Here we go. Choose a winner.
Click the spin or press
Did
Control
it work?
Alt Enter. No?
Click to spin.
There it goes. That's a dizzy queen.
Ben!
Ben, all right.
Yay!
Congrats, Ben.
All right. We're going back to StreamYard. Woo! All right. So, Ben, Oh, here you go. So this is my phone number. I want you to text me. My phone number is on every jar of honey I sell. Text me your address on where you want me to send that honey. So my phone number is not a secret. My cell number, it's the only cell phone number I've ever had, and I've had it probably for over 25 years. So that number is all over the world. And the beauty of a cell phone is if you're a weirdo, I just block you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let's do another one. All right, Darren, let's do another one. I know this was fun. So yeah, so text me and I will send you an 8 ounce. It's plastic because it's going in the mail and it's costs a lot less to ship plastic. So anybody, I forgot to say that ahead of time. It is an 8 ounce plastic. So Darren, no, my refrigerator is not running. Or yes, my refrigerator's running. Where's the punchline? Darren, you're a goofball. Anyway, so it's an 8 ounce plastic squeeze. So if you're not interested in plastic, then sorry about that. Oh, he's being a weird.
You know, Nancy,
Yeah.
I pulled some of my supers off the make comb and all that, and I noticed some of my frames had this spotted. I've never seen the color, and it's pretty close to that bottle color. And I wonder if that's what I saw the last 2 days.
Say it again, Tom. I'm sorry. Say it again.
I I pulled all my honey boxes off the last 2 days, and I noticed
Mm-hmm.
some of my frames had that similar color honey in it, like spotted in it with the other honey.
Well, yeah, so this here now, again, this is in plastic. It's coming through a room that's not lit perfectly. It's kind of more blue. So it's dark. Lanternfly
Yeah,
honey is dark. And once you've had it a few times, you can really pick it out. It's smoky, it's plum, it's a bold. It doesn't have floral notes. It's not going to be like maple or like our spring flows. It's later
yeah.
in the year, so it's a darker, bolder. It's great for barbecue sauces, chicken, salmon, heavier flavored coffees.
Good flavor.
You wouldn't want
Yeah.
to put it in chamomile tea, or you wouldn't want to put it on yogurt. Oh, maybe. It's not like your light floral crispy bouquets. Yeah, it comes in, it's dark. I thought I always say that Brian from Colorado is the comedian, but I think Darren and Brian run pretty neck and neck. Darren's always up for a good laugh. So yeah, try your honey if it's a smoky plum, very distinct.
We'll have to go pull some of those frames and find where there's 3 or 4 right next to each other and taste it. See if I get a smoky taste.
Yeah. All right. So let's do this again. Give me 1 second. So I have to reset. I have to reset this. Uh, reset entries. Okay. So I think I don't want to do the same one just because Darren. Well, Kimberly, do they ever get like past 13 with their humor? Their sense of humor? Does it really ever get past 13? All right, so let's do hashtag Robin with a Y. You. So Underwood. Robin, you. I will do
The
this. Don't do it
space?
yet. Hold on. Okay.
I didn't think you could do a space. I guess I can.
Hold on. So now I'm going to type it in. It is hashtag Robin with the Y, Robin space you. Done. All right. So Tar Heel. Yep. There you go. Tar Heel did it right. He's the only one that's on so far. So everybody else type it in there if you'd like to try some lanternfly honey. Robin Underwood was our presenter, and she presents all over the world, I think, on lanternfly honey do honey. Yeah, lanternfly honey do honey. That's what I should have had just type in there.
But
James Cambra. That's a new name. Welcome,
hey,
James.
James, that is a new
Nancy, am
one.
I
Where are
on?
you
Yeah,
from, James?
Danae, you're in. Jack and Danae, you're in. I just realized it's like Jack and Diane. I just figured that out. It's been months, 6 months, 9 months you've been on.
A
Oh
year?
man. Did you get that, Tom? Did you get that before?
Yeah, I've thought of that before. I almost said it once.
I'm a little slow.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Okay.
Nice. I don't know if, yeah, nice presenting from Massachusetts. Little ditty. Oh, geez. Now we're aging. You know what? We're dating ourselves here because I
Yes.
almost was getting ready to hum a few bars, but I don't think, I don't think we want to do that. Okay. So everybody's in. Okay, it's gonna close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, copy eligibility. Let's go here. I'm gonna hit remove. Now I have to delete all the ones. I guess there's a better way of doing that. Not sure how, but anyway. Okay. We're bringing up the Oh, I didn't get to see it spin. So
Neither.
Mike, you won. I know we didn't get to see it spin. Huh.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was so when I was transitioning from the Wheel of Fortune back to StreamYard and clicking on Wheel of Fortune again. So Brian does this on StreamYard.
Yes.
This is a lot. This is a lot. So now this is saying Jack and Diane won. What? Hold on.
Yeah, spin it. That's the real spin.
No way. No way.
Wait,
Kimberly.
no. Kimberly.
Stu.
Which one?
Stu. Now, is he taken out of this equation? Like, did this program remove Stu? Okay.
I don't know.
There we go. Now we're done. All right. So, again, I'm going to delete that program. My cell phone number is up here somewhere, 717-615-8683. If you won, text me your address and I will mail you some lanternfly honey. Darren, you did win. You won. Where's my
Hey,
phone
Brian.
number?
He's working on his 3Ds.
All right. I don't know where. I'm getting my eyeballs are getting a little dizzy.
Yeah.
So
Well,
text me your address and I will mail you yeah, it did, Stu. So who won? I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people that won. Darren won, Danae, you won, Darren won, Stu won. I don't know. Mike Tangeray.
yeah. Here's the first one.
Oh, Brian from Castle Hives. Oh my gosh, Brian, I'm doing this whole like wheel thing. I never emailed you,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, I did the whole wheel. Holy cow. I'm pushing buttons and spinning from program to program to program. Woohoo! Darren won twice. Okay. No, he didn't. He didn't win twice. It was Kimberly. Kimberly won. Darren won. Danae won. And Stu, I think. And then Mike Tangeray.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that right. Hi, honey. I know I'm not saying that right.
So tomorrow I got to go out and check my maple trees and my black walnut trees. See if I can find any of these nymphs or lantern
Thanks,
flies.
Brian. I will get in touch. I will. I wish you would just text me. That was the whole thing, was the emailing thing. Screwed me up. Oh. Hi, Danae. All right, cool. Stu, woohoo! And I need that 13-year-old. Where's that 13-year-old? I need him. All right. Is there anything else we want to talk about, Tom? Is there anything bee related?
Well, we could talk a little bit about what we should be doing now from north to south. Maybe, people in north should already probably be feeding. People in the mid states probably are pulling their supers, and people down south probably still have their supers on.
Go ahead. You talk a little bit, Tom. Take the wheel.
So, like in my area, I just now I pulled all my supers back in July, but I put them back on so they could build out frames and all that. And I pulled them off today, and there was a little bit of honey in some of them, not enough for me to extract. That's when I noticed I had this weird color, dark brown honey in some of the comb that I didn't recognize before. So it might be the spotted lantern. So now is the time, if you treat your bees, because all your supers are off. I also make sure this time of year to the next month that all my queens, I overwinter, let me put this back. I overwinter in double deeps. So I make sure that queen is down in the bottom box, bottom center of the hive, not off to one side, left or right. I'll move her to the center. And then if I got any honey on the outside, I'll pull them up above her. So hopefully she stays down in the bottom box while I feed them. So they fill up the top box and then start filling up behind around her as her laying area gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yes,
Tell me,
Kimberly, I have.
adults love the asphalt heat. Okay, I'll take a look at that too. But yeah, so I know right now all my hives except for my monster horizontal hives, my queens now are down in the bottom box. I had to move 3 or 4 of them down because they're in the top box. So that way, when they go in the winter, they're eating up through the top box, then into any fondant or sugar brick that I put on. So that's bad, Brian. You're in a nasty. We never had a dirt this year so far. We never would. I wouldn't say the summer we had a flow, but I actually did get a little bit of honey. They'd had a little bit on some of the frames, and I didn't have to feed them for them to pull comb on the frame. So that's how much we had. We've gotten rain. Every every third to fifth day we get rain. So that hasn't
Yeah,
stopped the whole year.
this is the longest stretch we have not had rain, and it's been like 4 days, maybe 4
Yeah, I
days.
just had it rained today, so just 4 days. So, and I think the next 5 or 6 days, there's a chance of rain every day. So, I think we're going to have a really good fall flow because there is no drought in the southern part of Ohio.
So I have Stu's address, I have Kimberly's address, I have Ben's address, I have Darren's address. I don't have Danae. Danae,
And
send
Mike,
me, sister.
you got Mike T.
Yeah, I had to copy his down off. Yes, I have Mike. That's who texted me, and I do have Mike's. But I have
Okay.
Ben. Ben was the other winner that we Ben was the first winner, second
Oh,
winner.
I see it.
So okay, here we go. Wyoming. Oh, so cool. Listen to the address. I'm not gonna tell you. So I got Wyoming. We have Coalport, Pennsylvania. We have Missouri, Union, Missouri. Morris, Illinois. Oh, this is so exciting. And Stu's down in West Virginia. Wow.
All over.
So exciting. What's Brian saying? Northeast Ohio's dry and rain in the next 10. Oh yeah. It was looking a little threatening like here, and then it just nothing happened. No, was it forecasted to. Oh, all
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna turn off this.
That just shows how different it is, how regional rain can be
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, look at Bruce down there in Alabama. He was in that pocket to produce so much honey, where others of us were in pockets that we didn't produce any.
Right.
Very little to none.
Hey, honeybee compound.
Amazing.
I saw some ironweed blooming today. That's a fall. bloom, late summer bloom.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I know what ironweed is.
It's purple. It's a stem. It grows about 4 feet high, maybe 4 to 5 feet high, and it's got a purple flower on top.
Is that is that invasive?
I have no idea. I know in fields like where there's cattle and stuff like that, cattle don't eat it, and it's all over.
Because I know there's one that hangs out in like marshy swamp, like long creeks and stuff. Like it's where it's kind of swampy and marshy. It's a real pretty flower, but it's terribly invasive. It's awful. It's just an awful experience. I don't know if it's ironweed or not.
Yeah, you can Google it, ironweed. One word. I know my bees hit it big time.
Brent, I don't know what you're talking about here. Goldenrod. Ugh, I don't want goldenrod, honey. Star thistle. Uh oh, purple loose leaf. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Hi, Donna. Hi, Donna. Donna
Hey,
Bushog
Donna.
is an old bee sister of mine from Chester County Club. Nice to see you on. Nice to see your name. Oh, you came in through Charlie. Good. Good deal. She's down in Donna, you're down in Annapolis? That's not right. Donna's somewhere down in Maryland. Harvard de Grace. Harvard de Grace. Annapolis. Hey, that's pretty close to where you are. I was in the right church but the wrong pew. Bruce's latest videos taking supers from weak hives and giving them a strong. Okay. Oh, interesting. That's some management there. That's some honey
Yep.
flow management. We don't get enough goldenrod here. Like I don't get any fall flow. I never have.
It's usually too darn dry in my area. And all my old timers say it's about once every 10 years. So I think this might be the year.
I was taught that we didn't really want to overwinter on fall honey that's too ashy. It creates gut problems. Now this is my area, so I don't know what, goes on throughout the rest of the world there, but so with learning that back in my early days of becoming a beekeeper, I put on a medium, and then they get to that's the first spring honey, and they get to keep that, and then I put my queen excluder, and then I take everything above that. So when it comes down to winterizing, they still have that spring. So mine overwinter on that spring, just
I
like it
figured,
would be in a
Nancy,
tree.
I figured the bees collect it and they store it. They must want it.
It's kind of like in nature when you see like you see Dirt Rooster and all doing those cutouts. The honey that is, you know, right near the brood, they go up, they go away with
Yeah.
the honey, so that when it comes down to needing, what they need is closest to the brood nest.
Hi, James Knoll. He just got on.
Why are we thanking Brian and Jen? What did I miss?
I missed it too. I didn't even see his post. Coast.
Oh, here. Dan Weaver, are you going to? Oh, here you go.
I might on that one. I have to look that
Yeah,
up.
so Ben, yeah, my bees here in north of Philadelphia, they have a lot of fly days in winter. They're probably, geesh, if my bees are locked up for 3 weeks, it's a long time. There's usually fly days now less than
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah, we probably have just maybe 2 weeks in January. The second and third week of January it will be really, really cold. But there seems like the first week, 2 weeks there's a day, and the last week to February there's always a day where they can fly. Yeah, I agree, Darren. It looks like there'll be some really good speakers there this year. I think the conference is going to show up last year's conference. More people, better speakers, good speakers, more more shows on trades or skills, whatever you want to call that. And one with
Tom, they're talking
microscopes.
about Tom, they're talking about the
Oh,
Pennsylvania. They're talking
Pennsylvania
about,
one.
yeah, the Pennsylvania one, which you might not be too far from.
No,
Well,
I'm gonna look into that one.
It's Penn State.
Yeah, it's
I don't know
probably
how
like
far you are.
it's probably about a 6 hour drive, I'd guess.
Ah, you could. That's not bad. So they're in Happy Valley, which is Penn State, and it's on a weekend in November when Penn State's not playing at home, obviously, because the hotel where they have it is a huge Penn State hotel. I went years ago. Now that I go to the expo, I don't go to that one.
Let me see how far a drive that is.
Oh, Brian still got some alfalfa.
Oh, it's a 9 hour drive.
National Night Out. Hmm.
Oh, it's way okay. It's over by Philadelphia almost.
No, 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 no. It takes me 5 hours to get there. Well, one year I know it was 5, 4 hours.
Well,
It's out in Penn State. It's out where Penn State is, Tom. Stadium and all
okay.
that, or oh yeah, 5.5 hours. There you go.
$7. That's not too bad. I can go two different ways. I can go up, take 76, or I can cut it over down to the mountains. Take 70. Both of them are 7 hours. From Columbus. Okay. So that's not too bad. I bet you do. Got Lee's hat and Trouble Tom and Melissa's shirt on today. Yeah. So yeah, 7 hour drive, that's not too bad. Okay, 6 hours. Hey Darren, do you take 70 or do you take 76? Or a whole different way? 70. Okay. So if you say 6 hours, I guess it is.
Oh my, if it isn't the Nancy and Ben show, huh? What's that mean, Norm? Tom. You mean
What?
Nancy and Tom?
Ben who?
So next time I have a live, um, well, I'm going to give you a little teaser what's coming up in the future here. We have, I'm going to have speakers on that are part of the honey show down at the expo. I have some honey judges that are coming on. I have some gift certificates from bee supply houses.
Your name on the video was Ben.
What
Huh.
video?
What? Yeah.
What video? Oh, Norman is on through Charlie, I think. Do you see that? He signed in through Charlie. So maybe Charlie typed Ben? That doesn't sound right. Anyway, so I'm gonna have some more gift certificates from supply houses, bee supply houses, people things of interest to us. And you need under your head was Ben. I don't know what he saw. We had
Nancy
a
and
guy
Tom
that won
Beekeeper.
honey.
Yeah.
He had a guy, we had a guy named Ben that won honey earlier. It's better now. Okay. Oh. Yeah, so we have some honey judges coming on to talk about what they do and how they do it. Honey tasting is going to be another one. Oh, there's Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Charlie's back.
And see you down there. Honey supply houses. What else do we have? There's something else I had up my sleeve. Can't remember who it is now. So stay tuned. That's your teaser. Stay tuned.
Hey, Kimberly.
So Charlie, we're just getting ready to wrap up.
Okay. Now I've been listening. I just wanted to get out of the thing so you have a bigger picture of Robin and all that.
Yeah, that was cool. Thanks. I was trying to figure some of that out.
I didn't know that, but I actually can do that. I thought.
Yeah, I don't know why my camera makes me red. I tried different color lights.
Mine makes me blue.
So I got to upgrade my light source. LED doesn't work good for me.
So yeah, Charlie, I was watching my front porches today to see if I'd get a mated queen come in. And it's probably a little too early, but I didn't have much on my calendar today, so I was able to sit and just watch. I did not see a lot of drones coming in and out.
I've been in the hives a little bit, and I haven't seen a lot of drones.
Yeah, that tells me, Nancy and Charlie, I probably just have a few more weeks left.
I guess. I mean, like I say, I had tons of drones because I had drone frames, but they're all been filled up with honey, and
there is some truth behind that. I do have the best tan I've had in a long time.
Good night, Darren. See you tomorrow.
Night, Darren.
Maybe. I don't know who's on tomorrow. Oh, it's Stream Team.
Yeah, Stream Team.
Wednesdays.
Brian, Bruce, and Greg. Yeah, flower.
Oh,
Yeah, Billy.
Brian's saying the same
Uh,
thing.
Yeah, I dosed him at 25 grams the first time around, and then here about a week or so ago, I hit him with 30, and the bees seem to be. There's no real. I'll say tolerating the treatment. It's not even affecting them. I don't see any bearding. I don't see any negative situation. Um, Actually, I just treated him again tonight, and it's going to be like a 5 day window here of 60s and 70s at night and 70-degree, or let's say high 70s, maybe a really low 80s um, the rest of the week until Sunday. And I went ahead and gave him the last dose for the year, for this round. It's a little high, but I think they'll be fine.
That's cool. Yeah, we're supposed to be back in the 90s in 2 days.
Yeah, Billy Lee, I would have went knowing what I know now and understanding the temperature range, 80 to 85, at the high end. I have no problem doing 35 grams at a time. And I would do a 35, and a 30. And we had that
Hey,
cool
Rodney.
spell here about 4 or 5 days ago. I tell you, if I had dosed a friend of mine's bees, I did 35 over there. I would have personally, if I had to do it all over again, I would have hit them with 50 grams and all, but they don't seem to. And then actually today I went back over there because there was 2 hives over there that did not get treated, and I put 50 grams in because of the weather conditions. And the other ones had 35, and I went ahead and I actually put 50 grams in every hive over there. And they had no they're kind of shaded too a little bit, so they're not direct sunlight and all that. And I actually tonight I put 45 grams on mine. That gives me an even 100 grams.
so that's my question, Charlie. If you're supposed to do 100, you do 33, 33, 33, or whatever. So then you only do 50 twice,
Yeah.
is what you're saying?
Now, well, on the directions, if you put 50 grams in it, you leave it in there for 2 weeks and come back and do another 50 in 2 weeks.
And then that's you're done.
And that's
You're at your
You're
100.
done. You're
Okay.
done. But I was concerned about temperature, just like
Yes.
Formic, I'm concerned about temperature. And right now we're having a spell of weather that's, I don't know, the weather people say they're making a big hoo-ha about it because it's cooler and nice in August. And usually August is hot and humid. But and all that. But I still like a hot knife, Brian. But anyway, I went ahead and instead of me doing another 30 and then coming back and doing 15, I'm like, okay, we're talking 15 grams here. And then we're also talking the highs for the next 3 or 4 days at 80, 81 degrees. 77, you can put 50, they're recommending 50 grams at 77 degrees. So, and the humidity's low. It's a little bit more humid today than it had been the day before. It's been overcast all day today. It's supposed to be overcast tomorrow. So, I got a good 4 to 5 days here. So I just went ahead and dropped it all on. And I'd say by Sunday, if you went out there and checked them cards, they'll be empty. Most likely. I had a couple of cards that had a little bit of dust, as I call it, left on where I guess you call it the catalyst was just left there, the foam or whatever, and the thymol was gone. Kept burning them out.
I did want to mention I put a post out on YouTube on the pseudo scorpion mite where they have the mite eating the varroa mite.
I saw that. That was cool.
Yeah.
But how are you supposed to apply that?
You don't the
Hey,
bee.
Jason.
You give them the environment for them to grow in, to raise their young in, and they'll go into the hives on themselves. The bees will let them in.
Where does these scorpions come from?
They're all over. You got them underneath your hives. If you don't
Are
spray
they
the tree,
microscopic or what?
no, they're pretty big. They're 3 times bigger. They're about 3 times bigger than a varroa mite.
Hmm. Hey,
You can
Jason,
buy them, Charlie. You can also buy
Go on my
them to.
YouTube and check it out.
I've seen that, but
You
I
can
didn't, I didn't take time to look at it all.
you can
They like
disperse. You can
rock
buy them and
piles.
just.
They like wood piles to live in. They're everywhere, Charlie. All over the United States, Canada, Mexico. They're everywhere.
Yeah. So, I
So
mean,
Brian,
anyway,
why don't you buy a Pierce uncapping and be done with it?
yeah, I mean, you can. I actually bought a router regulator that regulates the heat. And what Brian's talking about is, if you let that thing get too hot, it'll blow like a fuse in there. And I had that problem, and
For the
Doug from
planes, the heat of the plane.
Saskatchewan, told me about that regulator, and I use it quite often.
Right.
I use it all the time. Once I gets it up to heat, and I've switched it over to the regulator, and that way it doesn't overheat.
Do your best. Yeah, I had the thermostat. My Pierce uncapping knife has a thermostat in it. So when you
I
set
don't know
it
why
down,
wouldn't even want to build one without one of them.
Right.
yeah, well, some have the control on the handle. Mine has it just in the knife itself. And when you set it straight down, it kind of cools, it drops its temp. But if you leave it set like that, straight, in your uncapping bar, in your uncapping tank, whatever you use for that, it stays at temp. So if I'm going to be away from my uncapping, or I'm working on the extractor, I'm doing something different, I'll put it straight down. But if I'm just gonna stop for a second, get back to it, I put it horizontal, and then it stays at the temp.
So Dan, I looked at the Pennsylvania State Beekeepers Association conference, and uh, uh, as far as the speakers go, I mean, you have David Burns, which is he's just for beginners. And then you had Robin Underwood's going to be there, and some other folks that are, I think, science background. That's pretty much it. Um, I don't know what they're going to talk about, but
Well,
I
we
need
don't
to.
go for the speakers anymore, do we?
Well, most of the conferences that I see they don't really have the level of training, I guess you would call it, at my level anymore. I mean, I'm more of a person that, hey, show me a technique so I can take it back home and use it, you know. Oh, the honey
You
tasting
want to
class.
apply it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it just depends. Depends on what she likes, or whatever you're looking for. I just didn't see any particular topics of what they were going to talk about. I mean, I met David Burns, and that's what his key topic is, to talk whatever at the beginner level
Yeah.
beekeeping topics or whatever. I do know that about him. He was at our state meeting one time. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and bounce off of here.
Yes, me too, Charlie. We're gonna shut this down.
All
We'll
right,
see
well,
There's
everybody
3 of us.
tomorrow.
have a great night, everyone.
See
And
Charlie
we'll
on
see
Friday
you
night.
on my channel, Friday night, 8 p.m.
Yep.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
On Charlie's Bee Farm.
See you there,
Got it.
Charlie.
All right,
All
see
right,
you.
guys. Good night,
Night.
everybody. Thanks for showing up.
Night, Nancy.
Good night, Tom.
Have you ended it yet?